Do you think government regulation and just the process is so hard that we've actually eliminated a lot of people even trying to start small businesses? I see a lot of people who just say, it's not worth the trouble. You go down there, you get this stack of forms, a stack of who knows what you have to file quarterly and monthly, and you give up on even trying to start a small store.
Yeah. One of the things Devon's has done very well was they streamlined all those processes so that companies coming in or wanting to start up didn't have to go through that layered kind of approach to getting started. And we could do a much better job around that. I mean, if we're committed to our regulations, that's one thing, but if we streamline the process of sort of marching people through them, that would be something else. So I think having seen the successes at Devon, having heard the stories about how well that worked.
Even some marketing just to show people that they can do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I think, just not to get into it too deeply, but I think, you mentioned being committed to our regulations, and I think that's a good thing. But government's role really ought to be about helping people comply with regulations as opposed to forcing them to. And I think some levels of government do that and do it very well, and others just don't. And they just.
Like what levels?
I actually have seen a lot in my industry, in agriculture, where federal dollars are used to, and they will have, for instance, a pollution goal that, a lot of farms in the country are fingered as polluters. Federal government and RCS had programs where they'll actually cost share in your acquisition of the assets that are necessary to meet their objectives. That's good government. They don't pay for all of it, but they give you some encouragement to do it, as opposed to just telling you to do it and possibly putting you in a situation where something you can't comply with. So there's some examples, I think, and that's one of where the government does step in and actually, become almost a partner with it and make it happen. So
that's what I mean when I talk about the strategic role of government.
Yeah.
Of the federal government. It can't do everything, and yet it does, have to set broad goals for, policies, and yet to do it in the way you're talking about, where it is a partner, I think works very well. It's the carrot, that kind of moves things along.
Well, it's like you were talking about with the auto industry, that same similar type of concept.
Yeah.
And that always works better, I think.